Okay, so I told everyone I would make a beginning guide to this game. It took me forever. The first video I made, I actually used my cell phone, and I guess because I have an iPhone, I'm not 100% sure because I tried to upload it to YouTube. It just took off all the volume, and even when I exported, it took off all the volume, and that's happened before with YouTube when I've used the actual recording function. So I'm just pretty sure it doesn't work out with everything. But without further ado, first video, you'll already know me. No need to introduce myself. I just want to talk about in general a starting guide, how to get started. So when you first start the game, what you're going to want to do is go to the mailbox, and as you can see, I have literally nothing. But when you first started, if you just downloaded the game, you're going to have a whole bunch of tickets, 5-star summon tickets, Onyx tickets, not Onyx tickets, but like Onyx, stamina, etc., etc. You want to take all those, get that, get all the information so you can actually get the 5 stars and everything. Now, 5 stars that you want to shoot for would be, if you're curious, if you got a good roll, are going to be Dana. And if I pronounce any of these names wrong, it's totally my fault. Math Debt, that's a good one. Hestia. Um, Matt. Making sure I don't fly over any actually good units. Oh, Chang'e. Um, who? Okay, I was thinking I'll call it that one for now. There's probably more, and I'm probably missing them out right now. But those are, if you get one of those units, you've done pretty well. My first units were, as you can see, these are my units. I didn't luck out. My units aren't very good or anything. Personally, I don't like to reroll or anything, so it was just like, whatever. Like, I'll get the units when I get the units. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing really I need to worry about. So, if you get any of those units out of your free tickets that you get out of your mailbox, and you're doing straight. Next thing I want to talk about is my room. When you come in here, there's going to be an extra one right here, and it's going to be the actual tutorial. So, it's gonna once you should probably work really hard on completing the tutorial first. Once you finish it, you will get a 5-star summon ticket. So another 5-star summon ticket, another chance to get a decent 5-star if you didn't out of like the three they give you in the very beginning for doing literally nothing. So I played the Korean and the Japanese server, and it's very generous. When I played it on the Japanese account, it gave me one 5-star. I played on the Japanese first, to be honest. I got one 5-star, and then I moved to the Korean because, uncensored and everything, and I like that one more. They gave me two 5-star tickets. This one's just handing out 5 stars like candy. So the daily challenge, this is how you get these red stones right here. You'll get one a day by completing all the daily challenges. So if anything, work real hard on finishing your daily challenges, because this red currency you can use to go to the Scarlet Collection, which you can use to get 5-star summon tickets or finding orbs, enhancements, and all that other stuff. So definitely good. You can also use it to go to, and this will take a while since you only get like one. So unless you actually go and buy them from the store, you can get a blood gem summon, which is a guaranteed 5-star, as well as if you click the rates compared to normal summons, it's a 2.85% chance versus, I believe, if you do a normal one, it's a 0.8% summon on a that's a 0.8% on a 5-star, but that's a premium currency. But you can get that currency, like I said, by doing the daily every day. So definitely don't miss out on that, and do your very best to do that. Next is just going to be dungeons. Mona's dungeon missions, which is basically just, oh, I finished world 4-1, 4-2, yada 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 yada. So once you do that, it'll give you like a little bit, like, for example, once I finish 4-4 to give me hearts, this and that. So nothing special, nothing crazy, but it's a nice little thing, just like, oh, okay, I completed that mission, great. Next is Davi's challenges. These are literally just challenges, kind of like to get you into the game. So to be like, okay, this is how you awaken, this is how you perform, this is how you do evolutions, whatever. And I mean, if you're curious, if you click it, it'll take you straight to where it is to awaken the character, like I said. And then if I, for example, went to, oops, wrong one. If I went back to Davi's challenges and let's just say I didn't know how to level up my 3-star units to level 20, and if I click go, it'll take me right to where I need to go, and I'd be able to level them up. So, we'll definitely work on those first. Every day, come in here, make sure your stuff's good. Finish this, okay? Finish your tutorial. It's a free 5-star. Finish that first. Work on your daily task, and then you can work on these as you go, okay? But definitely finish these two. These two, and once again, I finished it, but these two are very, very important. I would definitely not miss out on that one. Another thing that's only out here for 11 days now, was 12 yesterday when I made the original video, is the Devil's Fiesta. So it'll unlock as you go on every day, and it's just little challenges that it'll ask you to do. You only have 11 days to do this. It's like, oh, this game just came out, you just made an account, here this is. So you want to finish this, because once you finish it, like you see, you have 32%. Once you finish all of it, you'll get another 5-star ticket. Like I said, it's being very generous in this account to give you good stuff. Now, for example, let's say it says reach candidate level 16, but I did that on the first day, or clear all of this. Like, let's say I finished all of these, but this was locked on the first day. All right, but I finished it all. Your progress will carry over, so don't worry about like, oh, I don't want to do this because if I do this now, I'll have to do it all over again in step 2. That's not a problem. It carries over. So anything that you do will carry over into the later levels. So don't worry about that. You're fine. Another thing I want to focus on is just very lightly. Like I said, I will discuss more on this a little bit later in another video. Is units that are good early on. So you will get Davi early on in the game. So Davi is a 3-star unit. She's originally a 3-star unit, and there's another account I have. I have actually 2 accounts for this one. So this one isn't my main, but I'm going to try to make it my main. So I'm having to level up the same units again and everything. But let's say I go to archive. They will give you. You start out with Mona. Mona's a very good unit. Don't let the 3-star fool you. People that starting this game think that the 5-star units are the be all end all of a great unit, and that's very incorrect. All right, some of the 3-star units is some of the best units in the game later on, okay, if you put the time and effort into actually using them. So Mona, you'll get when you very first start out. If you're starting playing now, the first login bonus will be Davi, okay, and it's not this Davi, and I'll explain that in a little bit. And then the next one, if you sign up for 3 days, is going to be Lisa, which is a pretty good support. So if you don't pull very well and you need a tank, DPS, or support, don't really count yourself out, because you have them. If you have them in these 3 stars, and it does take a little bit to level them up and everything, but you do have them. So after that, I want to talk about leveling the actual character. So leveling is kind of hard until you get to 4-6 in the game. And like I said, this isn't my main. Do I plan to make it my main? So I haven't hit 4-6 on this one yet, but I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. So let's just click Davi for a second there. So what you'll see on Davi is actually this outfit. And that's because, and I'll explain that later. It doesn't matter right now. For right now, when you get Davi, she's going to look like this. Okay, 3-star unit, not 4-star. Don't ignore the mine's 4-star. Yours will be a 3-star unit. So, first thing you want to learn about is combine. So, Davi's a fire unit, meaning if I feed her fire things, that's not a very good way to explain it, and I do want to explain this a little bit better. So, okay. First things first, if let's say I only had Davi. If I go to combine, okay, then you'll see these, you'll see this. Now, the problem that I'm seeing a lot of people is that they can only use their jellies to level up the unit. That's not right. You can actually use anything, but you see this filters on. If you click this over here, all the units show up, so you can feed them literally everything. Even if it's a jelly, for example, if I put a light jelly in, it's not going to give me any bonus. Like you see, there's no bonus. It's a light unit. But, for example, if I put a... Give me a second. I do need to filter this. I'm pretty sure I have a fire unit somewhere. Yeah. So if I put a fire unit in, I get a bonus. And that's just because it matches her element. So you definitely want to keep. So you definitely want to keep that. Save these right now. This is evolution material. You don't really want to use this, but I'll explain that in a different video. But fire units will have it. So I mean, if you really want to grind on someone, then fine, you could throw all your units in there. Not all your units, but all your low tier fodder units in there. But mostly what I try to do is feed them the element, even if it's just a random fodder unit. I try to feed them their element, and that will help you level up a little bit quicker. Next up is skills. I don't want to get too in depth on skills in this video. I'm gonna make a separate video on that after this one, so that'll be going up a little bit later. But this just shows you what your abilities do, damage. You can level them up by using Onyx, which is this currency right here. You can get Onyx by destroying fodder units. So by doing this, I'll get that much Onyx. Or you can actually, no, you get that much Onyx. Sorry. But you can also so I'll get 2,000 Onyx if I destroyed all these right now. But you can also get Onyx right now just because the game first started out with a whole bunch of missions and everything, so Onyx isn't completely hard to get by. Now what's important is Awaken. Awaken is a good way to level up to get experience quickly. So you'll start at E, and each one of these that you click, you're gonna get like a little awakening series, like a little story thing. It's kind of like an affection mechanic, I guess, that'll happen in the game. And once you get to the very end, you'll unlock a new costume for the character, which is why you saw in when I first started this that she was in this, and that's all units. Once you get them awakened to their S, they'll unlock a different costume. Doesn't add any special stats, doesn't do anything. It's just kind of like, oh, you mastered this character, congratulations, show it off in PvP and everything. So just a cool little thingy. So 5-star units are a little bit harder than 3-star units. For example, a 3-star unit can max at level 30, but a 5-star unit can not even get to this point until, I believe, can't even get to the second point until level 35. Yeah, so you can't even get B tier on a level 5 unit until you're level 35. To get to S tier, you have to be level 50, so it's significantly harder. So I'm saying this because people are underestimating the 3-star units right now for no reason, okay? So if I go to her, you'll see my attack is 2,576, and that's nothing special, it's nothing crazy or anything, and I do have items on her, but I have items on him as well. He has 1,496 damage. Now, if we look at their levels, level 16, level 15, you see how different that is? That's because I've awakened her to S tier versus him, who's still at E, who I've done literally nothing for, and that's because he's just basically just an average unit. I don't want to put resources into an average unit, so I'll wait. Versus her, who I've put a whole bunch of resources into, maxed out, and start up. Next thing I want to talk about just briefly is evolution, which is, you can see the star here, is how you'll max up your units. So for example, I got this 3-star unit. As you know, Davi's originally 3-star to a 4-star, and then from there I move her to a 5-star, and then from there I move her to a 6-star. Basically that's it. Uncap uses duplicates, so if you get dupes, save your dupes. If you like the character, you can use it to boost your stats just a little bit more. Other than that, you have your items. You know, items are a good way for boosting your team damage overall. So for example, my team damage is 19,311. That's because I have items and everything. If I take off items, then off all these people, it'd probably be like 16,000, 15,000. So items are pretty important. Don't skimp on items or anything. Gem-wise, I've seen a lot of people blow because they are giving us a lot of gems at the beginning of this game. Save your gems. Do not blow all your gems at the very beginning of the game because you're getting it a lot. It's a new game. It just came out. They're being generous with the gems. It will slow down, I promise. And with Christmas coming up, White Day and everything else, as well as the future Ragnar raids and everything, you're going to want to save your gems because in this game, costumes you have to roll for sometimes, as well as limited edition characters and all that other stuff. And you don't want to blow it on characters that you can get at any time and that you probably or possibly may get during the limited time event as a filler unit. So just be careful on what you spend it on right now. If you have, like, that's why you see if I go to my archive, I have not rolled anything. I have the exact same amount of gems minus 100 because I died in something stupid and I had to use 100 gems. But I have not rolled for anything because I'm just waiting. There's no if you have 5-star units are good. You shouldn't even have this many 5-star units at the beginning of the game anyways. There's no need to get some odd roll or anything unless you're just really hardcore or something. You probably will get the units eventually. Do not worry about it. So don't go all in on that, especially when there's double chance and everything. Don't go all in. It's not worth, in my opinion. Aside from that, I think no, before that, I'll say one more thing. So right now it is EXP weekend, so 100% EXP, and you'll see this right here. This is 4-6. This is a good place to grind, and you'll see it has EXP on top of it. This place naturally gives you a boost to EXP. 4-6 is one of the better places early game to level up, and I'll explain that once again in another video. But a good place to level up, and on top of the limited time event for the weekend, and it is supposed to be every weekend until further notice. They haven't said anything, but that is what the page said. Uh, that's what's happening right now. So it's a good place to level. It's a good place to get experience. So just in general, that's just a easy guide for very first starting. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Next up, I have no clue what video is next. I'm currently working on the tier list still, so don't worry about that. I promise I'm gonna get that up. I think I'm gonna go for skills in the next video to tell what makes a good unit, an average unit, and a broken unit, so that it kind of be like a mini tier list. But that's up next. So thank you very much, and